Hello there guys, welcome back. Oh, it's beautiful out here. Beautiful day. I've not been here for a little while now, and just looking around, the transformation is amazing. Here for a nice little walk around my permission, so I know I'm not going to get interrupted by anybody. Just solitude. So nice and so needed at the moment. Bluebells are just everywhere right now. Going to be doing 2 videos on this little walk in my permission today. Make the most of the time here. Firstly, I'm going to do a little walk and a little chat with you guys, but that's going to be a separate video. This one, going to be talking about the stove I got a couple of weeks ago now. I got it with the intention of using over this kind of period. It's a grab and go kind of full set Trangia system, so I thought that'd be quite good for you know, quick little cooks on walks, that sort of thing. So I'll grab that out of the bag and we'll have a little look at it. As you can see here, I've got a few bits to build up a whole set. So I'll get rid of these bits for the moment. We'll take out the main piece. So this is the Trangia 27 and it's the hard anodized version. So we'll have a little look at that. Now this is a bit different for me because I don't often do unboxings. I use kit and then I kind of talk about it. But yeah, let's have a little look. As you can see, I've opened it up already. And there's the system. You can see how kind of compact that is. I always had an idea of these being bigger than what they actually are. You do have the 25 series, which is bigger than this one, but this one is for like 1 or 2 people. So you have this strap that threads through. As you can see, this one's still got the packaging on the top here. Some literature there. That's our pan, and that is hard anodized. Anodizing is a process that you can do to aluminium, and it gives it a rugged surface and it makes it inert basically, so it doesn't leach into foods or anything, so no bad things get into food or water. So if we get rid of this bit of packaging, first thing we see there is our grab handle. Works as so. This is our stand. The stand obviously has holes in for air circulation, but has this larger hole if you want to use a gas adapter with it. Here's the brass alcohol stove. It's got this simmer ring which goes on top. That sits inside the stand like so. This is pot number 1, again hard anodized. And the second pot. And then you have the top half of your stove, which goes on, slides and locks in. These pot rests can be used in 2 different ways depending on what you're putting in there. For example, the pan would sit on like that, and they can go inside like so. The best thing about this is obviously it's nesting, so you can have multiple options for cooking in one nested package. Now if I put this back on, just move them bits to the side for a moment. I've also got the Series 27 kettle. As you can see, this is a diddy thing, and it's 600 millilitres, which is enough for one or two. It's got a locking handle there, aluminium, and that sits inside the Trangia on the pot rest like so, perfectly. And we'll have a look at my second accessory I got. So this is called the multi-disc. It's a chopping board, and it's also a strainer. So the first use, you can put it on your pot to keep things warm in there. You can strain either way, and of course that's your surface for chopping. It's quite nice and tough. Although I've not tried, this should nest with the rest of the set, I believe. We'll try that at the end when I'm putting everything back away. The last thing that I have is this smaller 300 millilitre bottle. Looks a bit like a fire extinguisher, quite the opposite. Where it's got this special lock-in system at the top. So I'll show you how to use that in a moment. You'd put your meths or whatever spirits you're using. I've got bioethanol with me today. A little cleaner burning, nicer smelling. And so that's what I've got with me. Here so you can see that pot stand, the stove, and there's your windshield or top pot stand, whatever you'd like to call it. And then there you go with the pan. Good thing about this is you need one handle for all the pots, which makes everything easier to pack. Also you can let go of the pan while you're cooking and the handle's not going to heat up itself. So a great little system. If I flip these down, you can see how the pot goes inside. So it takes all that heat and you can still grab it. And there's just the kettle. Neat little package. And lightweight too. Not that they're direct competitors or anything, but I've just thought I'd show you a little comparison. I've got this Esbit system, which is also aluminium, I believe anodised as well. You've got the cup and lid. You've got the pot holder, and you've got the larger pot as well, which is 900 millilitres. You have this for if you're using solid fuel. But inside my bag here I have the Esbit spirit burner, which is very similar to the Trangia one. So I just wanted to show you that as a bit of a comparison to this. Obviously this is bigger, but has some advantages. For anyone who did want to see, here's the Esbit burner, and here is the Trangia one. Pretty much identical. I do like the Esbit one having this little handle for the simmering, whereas on this one you have to get a lot closer with your fingers. But yeah, they're very similar indeed. This has served me well. If you wait for it to cool down properly and make sure you've done it up tight, you can keep fuel inside it without it leaking, though I still do keep it in a bag with a tissue just in case. So it may not be recommended, but if you need to, you can do that. It's got a O-ring inside there. Obviously I've not tried that with this one as yet. I'm sure it's probably just as good. When you do them up tight, they can be quite hard to undo though. If I take the screw top lid off the burner there, you can see the O-ring inside, and you've got a double wall on the outside of these, so you put your fuel in, it goes up in between there as well, and you have these jets, so the pressure inside forces the gas out, sort of gasifies the liquid, comes out of these jets once it's warmed up. So there's that unusual bottle. You unscrew that so you've got a pump on it. Obviously one of these is for air going in and one for liquid coming out. So I'll just open that a bit more. There we go. It's a good safe way of dealing with it. They're quite pricey, but I thought I'd get it for the whole system. I have one of these special lighters with the elongated end, so I can light it that way. If you don't have one of them, I learned this tip off a Wiltshire man, Sandy. Give it a little dip, a little twig you find on the ground, like that, and then you can get that into the fuel. And the thing to know about these is they burn so hot and so clear and so pure, they're lit and you're not even sure that they are, so you may not see that flame at all. You may just see a little glimmer of it, but it is definitely lit there. So first off, I thought I'd have a cup of tea. Looks like we've got a boil on, so I'll just take off the kettle. And if I take the simmer ring, not the cap, I can put out that flame. Now don't use the cap because you have that O-ring and it will melt it. So I've got my Cornish Knives and Camping enamel cup here. And you've easily got enough for 2 drinks in there. So I'm going to have this cuppa, and then we'll put this to the test by making some food. Oh, first cuppa of the day. Very nice. So that was quite a quick boil for a spirit burner. Obviously not as quick as a gas burner, but plenty fast enough. Windshield helps on it. This isn't really a review, this is kind of me trying it out for the first time, just showing you. I likely won't take this on camping trips, maybe if it fits the bill. It's kind of for day trips really, something I can just literally just grab and know I've got all of them bits packed inside. I'll probably get or make a bag for it as well at some point, make sure there's a spoon, a cup and that in there as well. But it's a good kit for that. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it for camping, it's lightweight, it's versatile, but I tend to take the exact things that I need, which is why I don't really have a kit like this already. But it's good, I can definitely see the advantage. I mean, this design hasn't changed in, I don't know, 100 years or something. It's always been this way. 100 years might be too far, I don't know, maybe it's 50s. I'm sure someone will correct me, this is YouTube. But it's an old design that's not changed, except for the fact they now offer kind of non-stick and anodized as well, because of the concerns of using aluminium directly on food. I'm going to add a bit more of this bioethanol. Meths is generally easier to get hold of, methylated spirits in Europe, which is the purple stuff, has additives in it. Just get rid of the dribbles. Denatured alcohol in the States. Bioethanol is for them lamps and things for the garden. So this time what I'll do is I'll light the stove and then put on this windshield. I'm going to be making mac and cheese today, and I was going to have some bacon in it, but I've actually forgot the bacon, so we won't be trying out the frying pan today. So here's some water in a pot. Here's some macaroni. And you'll want to use that pot holder generally when you're stirring and things. And you can of course use the frying pan just to keep that heat in until it's boiling. For those of you that are very familiar with my usual frying pan, that's this one, my Total Fishing one, which is just a little bigger, about the same depth as the Trangia one. This is no longer made and sold, unfortunately. Starting to get a little warm. So we're just getting towards the boiling point now. So I think what I'm going to do is stick the simmering on. So you just open it up to the amount of flame you want to allow through. And then stick your pan back on. And my lid. This macaroni is pretty much there now. So I'm just going to take that off. And I'm just going to put that on top to keep it warm while I do the next stage. So I've got the other pot that comes with a set here. Here I've got some butter. Probably too much, but it can be a treat. I've still got the simmering on here. I may even close it down a little bit more, to be honest. Yeah, I'm going to adjust the simmering. Now I'm just going to do that with some leather gloves. You could use some pliers, multi-tool or something as well. I'm going to have to act kind of quick here. I'm going to add in flour to make up a bit of a roux. That's our roux. Probably was a bit too much butter, like I said. So we just have to cook out that flour for a minute. Now that's starting to go, I'm just going to start adding in some milk. And I'm going to change to a whisk. So that's going to really help test out the anodization. So just a little more milk. I'm just going to start adding in some cheese. I've just got cheddar here, but whatever works for you. Might just go back to the spoon here. And if this goes too thick, you can always add in a little bit more of that milk. The more mild the cheese, the better the melt. Which is why like American cheese is quite good for that sort of stuff, and burgers and things. Gonna add in a little secret spice mix. So whatever suits your fancy. You can just season it if you want to. Bit of paprika, chili, that sort of thing. I am quite annoyed that I forgot my bacon today. I would have got in this beautifully. Now that that's nearly done, I'm just going to drain off the macaroni. Ooh, lost one bit, 2 bits. Here's our cheese sauce and macaroni. May have been quite generous with the cheese sauce there. Not going to lie, actually, I think that's probably about right. That is not bad at all. Moment of truth. Oh my god, yes. It's beautiful. Well, the temperature of this after faffing around with the camera is pretty perfect. I do like mac and cheese. Though I think with that bacon would have taken it to the next level. So that Trangia's worked out pretty well, I must admit. It's good having 2 pots. A lot of sets don't have 2 pots like that. And I like that lots of the bits are multi-use, like the frying pan can be a lid, the strainer a chopping board, which I didn't get to try out because I forgot the bacon. Right, I'll just finish this and I'll be back with you. Just noticed in the pot that I was doing the cheese sauce in, just started to catch in the middle where the flame was, but it's not too bad, so we'll just warm up some water in it and we'll clean it off. Now comes the time to put this all together. There was a little bit of fuel left, which is in there. Just use the padding. Because what I will do with this is get like a microfiber cloth to keep in here all the time to stop things rattling. The chopping board and strainer will go in there. And then it's just a case of threading this back on. And that will go down on the side there. There we go. Neat little kit. Yeah, so this will have to be separate. And the kettle, which is an accessory, you don't have to have it. I guess you could put the meths burner in there and put that in there. I'll have to try that as well. And I'll say here if it worked. Right, but yeah, it's a good little kit. If you want to see more of one of these being used, there's a channel, Paul Bissiker, and he does a lot of cooking with the 27 and the 25. I think he may even have the mini as well, which is a tiny little set. So yeah, check him out, I'll link him below. If I've mentioned anyone in this video, I'll link him below. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one.